Across New Hampshire now, a New Hampshire woman now in critical condition after she fell into a dumpster and was loaded onto a trash truck on Wednesday. She fell into a dumpster in Manchester, and the truck picked up the bin without knowing someone was trapped inside. The driver spotted that woman through a camera located inside of the truck and called for help. Rescuers used a basket and a crane from a fire truck to lift her out there. Now, it is unclear how long the woman was in the dumpster for, but she told firefighters she fell in when she was throwing away her trash. The woman was taken to the hospital for treatment and was listed in serious condition.